everybody. It is the first Wednesday of the new year, and Karen Coltrane is here for our Children's Museum of the Lowcountry segment. Happy New Year, Karen.
Happy New Year to you.
This is exciting. We want to start off the new year right for our kids, right?
That's right.
We need some good activities for them.
We do, and this is probably the slowest week of the year for activities around town. I think everybody's kind of chilling out after the holidays, and but it gives me a chance to talk about something that's happening all month that I want to bring to people's attention. Okay. And that's Charleston Museum Mile Month.
Interesting.
So this started some years ago when the museums kind of got together and said January's maybe one of our slower tourist times. It's a great time to visit the things that tourists usually avail themselves of when they're in town, but for locals. And so we have the adult tickets are $35, children are $10. It gives you the whole month in 13 different wonderful museums and house museums that you may drive by and think, oh, you know, I want to go in there someday, and you just don't do it. So now would be a great time to do. So it comes out to, like, I think I was less than $10 a person per weekend, and you'd have 4 weekends of things to do.
Yeah.
So children's museums included in that.
Yeah,
so if you've got young kids, because you have to have young kids to come in the children's museum unless you call me ahead of time and I can give you a tour. But children also can't be dropped off without adults, which actually weirdly sometimes people try.
Oh,
but children with adults, and at any rate, the Charleston Museum's part of it. A lot of things that you would, like I said, you might just in your day-to-day life say, oh yeah, one day I'm gonna, or you may wait until somebody comes into town and then you go, you know, but this is a chance to kind of weave it into a relatively slow January.
Yeah, so there's something for everyone. I was looking at the list. There's the Gibbs Art Museum is in there. There's a lot of the historic homes downtown. Even if you've lived here for a while, I feel like a lot of us just don't go and check out all those museums.
Right, and I know myself, sometimes I end up going when they have the home tours. Yeah. I'll buy the tickets and go, but then I don't always think to go just on a random Saturday. So this is an opportunity to kind of get yourself out there. I know I grew up in Williamsburg, Virginia, and I used to laugh that the only time I went to Colonial Williamsburg was on a school field trip, because when you live there sometimes you don't go. So I would say don't be me and with my family and check out all Charleston has to offer.
It's good to teach your kids about history, art, culture, all of that too.
Well, it really is, and it's, you know, and I'll get to that, I think, in my parent tip, but you know, the visiting those places sometimes can be a little intimidating, especially if your child is on the rambunctious side. But I'm really going to encourage people to push past it because it's so important to their learning and development.
Yeah. All right, what's next? What else we got?
I thought if all that culture is a bit much and you want to get your rowdy on, we do have Saturday coming up on the 6th, the South Carolina Stingrays versus the Atlanta Gladiators.
Nice.
And it's Carolina night. So they're encouraging boots, camo, you know, kind of make it a party. And the puck drops at 6:05, so on Saturday night, so it's a relatively early fun thing to do. And I understand that the Stingrays are going to be in their own jerseys, so special jerseys for the night, so we'll see what that's all about.
They've been doing so many fun theme nights. I was just talking to our friends over at the Stingrays. I'm like, wow, you guys are keeping busy with all these theme nights.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It just adds to the enjoyment of the sort of party atmosphere of the game. So
and kids love to be involved in that sort of sporting atmosphere.
Oh yeah. Well, all of us do.
Oh, all of us do. All of us do. But dress your kids up in camo and get out to the Stingrays.
That's right. That's right.
All right, what's up with the parent tip this week? First one of the new year. Better be good.
Well, since I'm talking museums, I thought I'd go ahead and talk about what it's like to visit a museum with children. So when you're visiting with young children, it can be a wonderful and enriching experience. But most importantly to me, it shows children 2 things. The first is that museums help connect science, language, history, the stuff they're learning in school, to real life. And second, it really demonstrates to children that they belong in places like these. That cultural heritage is all of ours to enjoy. So I encourage you to get the kids out there. But it can be challenging to plan visits to art or history museums, especially with young children. Obviously, children's museums are kind of made for it. In the field, we typically say, you know, most museums are about something. Children's museums are about our audience. So we're a little unique that way. So, and we're a great entree into other museums. So another role that children's museums play. But if you are planning to come, you're a little bit hesitant, I would say, you know, check online for family-friendly activities. I know across Meeting Street, our good friends at the Charleston Museum are very good about that. The Gibbs, actually, my team met with them recently to talk about collaboration and things. So we want children to be in all of these wonderful museums. If you set expectations before you go, I think it can be very helpful, because if you say, you know, there's going to be ropes and we can't go past the ropes, you know, just to give children that signal that you can harken back to when you get in the moment, they're excited about something. Most parents will know this, and caregivers, but snacks and water, stay hydrated. Most of our little gift shops will sell that. We carry little things for meltdown moments when you got to grab it real quick. But, you know, I would encourage people to engage with their children with the exhibits. And you could say, oh my gosh, that's hard. It's you know, a tea set, or it's, you know, china in a house museum. What my kid isn't going to care about that. But you can help foster that by sort of saying, look at what the plates that they ate on in this house. What do our plates look like? How are they different? So those kinds of engaging conversation, when your child really likes something, take a picture, because you can bring it back around again later, and making those connections throughout many aspects of your child's life will help them develop. Always be flexible. And what I mean by this, a lot of people think that means, okay, if the kid's melting down, gotta go. That's always a good backup plan. But one of the things I see in the Children's Museum a lot is, and I think before I understood early childhood development more, I probably would have done the same thing. You paid a lot to come into a place. You want to see every single thing. And so what I'll see is parents moving children along, even when they really have sustained focus on something, because they want to get to the next thing. Or you think, if I stand in this little grocery store one more minute, my head's going to explode, you know, and I totally get that. But what I try to encourage visitors, art museum, children's museum, science museum, when your child really gets enthralled with something, stay right there. Because that is their focusing on it, and that is there's a reason, because it's gotten their interest, but also that ability to focus and the practice of focusing like that is the highest, correlates to academic success even more than IQ.
I love that.
Is the ability to stay focused on something. So when something grabs your child's attention like that, it's tempting to pull them to the next thing if it's been a while, but I always say, stay as long as you can with them. Let them run out of juice on it before you do.
Definitely. I got to wrap you up.
Yep.
We're starting off the new year with a wrap up here.
Yeah, great. That's good.
All right, Karen, thank you so much.
Glad to be here. Appreciate it.